Welcome to Chibuzor Math Physics, and today I'll be taking you through the quotient rule. The quotient rule is actually one of the methods or techniques that we use when we are trying to find the derivative of a particular function, especially a fraction function that is a bit divisible by other functions. So now that we are looking for quotient, we are applying quotient rule. What actually is quotient rule? It is used to find the derivative of the division of two functions or maybe fractions. So now the quotient rule says that the derivative of the quotient is the denominator times the derivative of the numerator minus the numerator times the derivative of the denominator. All this divided by the square of the denominator. This is just a simple way of expressing what the rule says. Of course, when we define math, it is a bit weird, but when we apply it or try to articulate what we are saying, apply it in practicality, it make a lot of sense because mathematics actually is life. There's nothing we do in life without math. So I'll be showing you on how to find the derivative of a function using the quotient rule. We are going to be using this formula. Of course, what we are saying is that we are given two functions, f of x divided by g of x. So we are required to find the prime of this function. The prime of this function simply means the derivative of this function. Of course, there is formula to do that. And the formula of finding the derivative of these two functions is that we are going to be using g of x, which is the denominator multiplied by the derivative of the numerator, which is f prime of x minus f of x multiplied by g prime of x. All these divided by g of x squared. It is another way of saying we can actually use this method, let u be our f of x or v to be our g of x, so that our dx will be given by u divided by v, which will be v du into dx minus u dv into dx, all divided by v squared. This is another way of representing our formula, and I will be giving you mnemonic or simple way of remembering this formula. And this is what we called low d high minus high d low divided by low squared. Low here simply means we are going to start with the denominator multiplied by the derivative of the numerator minus the numerator multiplied by the derivative of the denominator, all divided by the denominator squared. So it's a simple way to find our derivative, and it can be represented in this form. Whatever works for you, use it. But just remember, if you miss any of this formula, you will get lost at some point, as those formulas, they are prerequisite and play a very important role in finding our derivative by the use of quotient rule. Now let us take some examples. Assuming that we are to find the derivative of this function, x squared plus 3x minus x plus 4. What are you going to do? It is simple. You plug in the given information in the formula. Remember we said low d high minus high d low divided by low squared. That is just our formula of finding the derivative. It is very simple. You just need to follow the concept and the patterns and you are good to go. So let us see what happens. We use our formula. We have low d high minus high d low divided by low squared. Of course, our low was the denominator, which is x plus 4 multiplied by the derivative of the numerator, which is x squared plus 3x minus this. And this will give us x plus 4. The derivative of x squared is 2x, and the derivative of 3x is 3. So if we plug in the given information, this is what we will get as our answer. But now we can do a bit of simplification by collecting the like terms, so that we end up with 2x squared plus 3x plus 8x plus 12 minus x squared minus 3x divided by x plus 4 squared. If you observe or notice, you can see we have plus 3x and we have minus 3x. So actually we can cancel those terms so that we are left with 2x squared plus 8x plus 12 minus x squared divided by x plus 4 squared. Now, if you see here, we have 2x squared and we have x squared. So 2x squared minus x squared will give us x squared, plus we still have 8x and we still have our positive 12 divided by x plus 4 squared. We can actually do a bit of factorization to factor the numerator. You can leave your answer this way, but to be on the safe side, try to factor the numerator in order to arrive at your final answer. When we factor out, we just look for sum and product of this number 8 and 12, and that will be 2 and 6, because 2 plus 6 will be 8 and 2 multiplied by 6 will be 12. So if we use this, we will end up with x plus 2 and x plus 6 divided by x plus 4 squared, and this is our derivative. Let us consider the second example. Now you are given to find the derivative of this function. F of x is given by 4x squared plus 3 divided by 3x squared minus 2. To find the derivative, just bring in your formula and plug in the given information. And what are we given? We are given 4x squared plus 3 divided by 3x squared minus 2. And we know that is low the high, minus high the low, divided by low squared. Of course, we know that our low is 3x squared minus 2, which is our g of x. G of x is this. So we just take our g of x multiplied by this derivative. Of course, the derivative of 4x squared will give us 8x, because we know that we take this 4 multiplied by 2 and you get 8x. So this is what we have. And the derivative of 3x squared will be given by 6x, because 2 by 3 is 6x. So if we simplify this, you will get 24x cubed minus 16x minus 24x cubed plus 18x divided by 3x squared minus 2, all this squared. You can notice now that we have 24x cubed and we have 24x cubed. So these two can actually cancel, so that we are left with minus 16x and plus 18x. We just add those two together. So minus 16x plus 18x will give us 2x divided by 3x squared minus 2 squared. And this is our derivative. Now let us solve one more example in this video. You are asked to find the derivative of f of x, and it is given by x cubed divided by 1 minus x power 4. So the question is, find the f prime of x. Plug in the given information in the formula, and we will have 1 minus x power 4 multiplied by the derivative of x cubed minus x cubed multiplied by the derivative of 1 minus x power 4. All this divided by 1 minus x power 4 squared. We know that the derivative of x cubed is given by 3x squared, because 3 multiplied by 1 here, there is a 1 here. We assume that this x is 1. So 3 by 1 will give us 3, and we still have our x. Of course, 3 minus 1 is 2. That's how we got our 3x squared. So this is the derivative of this function. Of course, the derivative of any constant number is 0. So the derivative of 1 is just 0. And the derivative of x power 4 is 4x cubed, because we have 4 minus 1, which is 3, and we have 4 times 1, which is 4. So that's how we got this minus 4x power 4. If we simplify this, we simply multiply this, multiply 3x squared multiplied by 1, you get 3x squared, minus 3x squared multiplied by x power 4, you will get 3x to the power 6, plus we have x cubed multiplied by negative 4x cubed, you will get 4x to the power 6. And this will be divided by 1 minus 1 minus x power 4 squared. Now, if you observe, we have 3x to the power 6 plus 4x to the power 6. So it is the same as saying 4 minus 3, which is equals to 1. And our 1 is just x. So we will end up with 3x squared plus x power 6 divided by 1 minus x to the power 4 squared. And this is our derivative. That is it. It's very simple, and that is how we find the derivative of any function by the use of quotient rule. By the use of quotient rule, you just need to understand and follow the concept and the patterns, and don't forget the formula because it is very important and it plays a major role. You cannot actually solve this problem without the use of that formula. I have given you many ways to remember the formula: low the high minus high the low, divided by low squared. See you in our next video, and don't forget, subscribe so that you'll be notified as we upload our subsequent videos. Thank you, and God bless you.